Hello and welcome to Craft with Sarah. In this video, it's time for another themed layered truck in my collection of trucks, which is growing fairly quickly now. I think this might even be the 16th or possibly the 17th truck design. This is a free SVG, which you can cut on your Cricut machine or other type of cutting machine. So before we do anything else, here is how to find the download. You can download the free cutting file for this project at craftwithsarah.com/free-SVGs or follow the link in the description of this video to go straight to the download page. The download comes in a zip folder and you need to unzip this before you can upload the files into Cricut Design Space. Once you've downloaded and unzipped the folder, it's time to get the SVG file into Cricut Design Space. Open up Design Space and start a new project, then go to Upload over on the left, and then Upload Image. You can then either click Browse to find the file on your computer or drag and drop it in. Make sure you choose the unzipped version of the folder, and then the file to select is the one which starts SVG in the file name. Click and drag that in, and then it will look like this. Don't worry that it seems really blurry on this page. It's just a little bug or glitch or something going on in Design Space at the moment. By the time you've uploaded it onto your canvas, it will all be perfectly in focus. So I will press Continue. You can give it a name here or some categories if you want to, but I'm just going to go Upload. And then it will appear straight on your canvas, and now you can see it's all perfectly in focus. To resize the track, click on it. Make sure the padlock icon at the top of the width and the height boxes is closed. If it's open, then you can click it to close it. And that means when you type either the width or the height and then press enter, just like that, the other measurement will change in proportion, so everything stays looking lovely. Now this design, there actually isn't anything else you need to change, so I can go straight ahead and press Make. So up here, click on Make. I am not going to save it. And it separates out all the pieces for you. You can change the paper size in this drop down here. And then you can move things about to take up less space. For instance, Design Space now thinks I'm going to need 2 sheets of this grey, but I think I can get both of those on one. So let's move that one over there. And then on this one, click the 3 little dots and then Move Object. I'll select that first sheet, make sure you choose the same colour and press Confirm. And move it down. Oh yeah, look, perfect fit. So I actually don't need 2 sheets of this grey. I can do it just with one. And if you do have any sheets that end up empty, then don't worry, because when you press Continue, it will get rid of all the ones that are now empty. You will need to do this for all of your different colours, so go through and change your paper size to what you're going to be using, and then if you want to, you can move things about to make the most out of the available space on your cardstock. Just make sure when you're moving things that nothing overlaps like that, otherwise it won't cut out properly. When you're happy with how it's all looking in Design Space, press Continue to connect to your Cricut, and then follow the on-screen instructions to get everything cut out from your cardstock. Here are all the parts of my truck cut out, and I've laid them one on top of each other to check that I'm happy with the positioning of everything and the colours, and that I haven't accidentally missed any of the little pieces, because this one does have quite a few little tiny bits to make up the details in the back of the truck. However, as with all my layered designs, we're going to start at the bottom and work upwards. I'll be sticking this together with a combination of glue and foam squares. The glue I'm using is Bearly Art Glue. I like this because it doesn't bend or wrinkle the card like some glues can do, and I get this in the UK on Amazon. And the foam squares I'm using are from Dot & Dab. They're quite small, which will make it nice and easy to use them in this design. If yours are larger, then you can just cut them smaller with a pair of scissors. Alright, so I need to move all of these pieces apart, and I'm going to try and keep the bits sort of still together in some sort of order, seeing as I've already gone to the effort of putting it all in place. So let's keep all of that as one, and then move back until we've got the 2 bottom layers, which is the main little grey piece here, and then the black to go on top. I'll stick this one on with foam squares, so let's turn it upside down. and then grab some foam squares. So what I'm going to do with these is put them around the edge, quite a few of them, to make sure it'll be stuck really well. And I'll also put some in the middle of this piece of cardstock because it's quite a big bit of card. And if there was none in the middle, then you might find that it kind of bends downwards on itself, especially when it's got the weight of all the other layers on top. So the 3D effect wouldn't be as good. But by putting some in the middle, which I'll do in just a moment, it will make sure it's got a nice flat base and it will look better. So there's the ones around my edge. And then we'll go for a few in the middle. Make sure that you put some in this top bit of the truck. You might need to cut your foam squares smaller to fit in there. You don't want any of the foam to go over the edges or in any of the gaps, otherwise you'll see it when the design is all stuck together. Alright, so now I've got my foam squares on, I can peel the tops off to reveal the stickiness underneath. Right, let's bring that base back in and then put this one on top. Line it up using the top part of the design because these bits don't go right all the way to the bottom of the wheels. And I'm going to gently get it in place and then let go so it falls downwards. That way it hasn't actually stuck yet, so if I wanted to, I could pick it up and move it and it's not going to damage anything. But that's looking like it's lined up pretty well, so I can push down to stick. The next piece is this yellow one, which will be a glue layer. Then there's this dark yellow piece for the front of the truck, and I think I will also glue this one on. Now it's time to start on the back of the truck. There are lots of pieces in here. I'm going to move some of these apart. And the bottom one is the solid white piece, the largest piece, which will be glued on. Then on top of there is the detail layer that makes up the edge of the book, which again will be glued. I cut this piece from my cardstock the wrong way up by mistake, so the nice pretty textured card is actually on the bottom. It will still look fine though once it's with everything else. Next is the potion bottle, which again is another glue layer. Next is the red for the apple. I'm going to put this on with some foam squares to start giving him some dimension. But before that, we just need to add the little white circle to the back of this piece to cover the gaps in the apple to make that little shine spot. So just a little bit of glue around the edge. Take your white circle and glue that over the top. And then while that's drying, I'm going to glue the bits of the apple on. I've got the brown first. Didn't really add a lot of glue then, I kind of missed. Let's try again. And then the green leaf on top. I have a feeling that I might have tweaked the design file for this after I cut this out, so your brown bit might look a little bit different to mine, but that's okay. Still glue it on at this point. Now I'll add my foam squares to the back of the apple red piece. And this will go, oh, I just pulled one of the foam squares off with my finger. This goes right on here, like that. Next is the pencil, and it's got two tiny pieces that make up the top. I'll do those first. The black bit that makes the pencil lead will be glued on first. So this just glues right to the very top of that red bit. Like that. And then the sort of brown colour that one will be glued on also. And this goes at the bottom, so you can line up the little swirly circular shapes to know where to put it. Then we've got the lighter blue piece, again, glued on. You see that sort of slots in just below that brown piece. There is a little bit of a gap, which is intentional to show a little bit of the black through. And then the darker blue. And then finally the white on top. Glue this one on too. Starting to wish I'd actually foam squared that detail layer onto the front of the truck, the darker yellow. So when I make the assembly guide, I might actually put in that could be either glue or foam. Because if it was foam, it would be the same height as the rest of this, so it would just look a little bit neater. But it's still okay. Alright, we've got the ABC now to go on the front of the truck. This will be glued. There. And now we've got these bits for the front and back. The longer one goes at the front and the shorter one goes at the back. And the solid pieces for the front I'll put on with some foam squares. And then the back one I'll glue so that it stays the same height as that one, because remember we've got the foam from that apple layer. I think it would look weird if they were different heights. Like that. And then glue the darker layers on the top of those. Finally, we've just got the 2 yellow hubcaps. These will be done with foam. I'm going to cheat, put the foam straight on here. Just make it a little bit easier. 1 and 2. And there it is, my back to school truck is all finished. It's got lots of lovely details in the back and it's all ready to go in a frame or to be propped up on the shelf, or even if you'd have cut it a bit smaller to start with, it could go on a greetings card. This is the latest in a long line of free layered truck designs that I've created for loads of different occasions. You can see some of the other trucks available on the screen now. And there are a lot, and still got more planned for later this year. All of these designs are available to download for free at craftwithsarah.com/free-SVGs, or you can find the link in the description of this video. But for now, I hope you like this back to school truck. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel for loads more Cricut crafts and free SVGs. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!